for you, when it comes to the daytime, there is long, exhaustive sprinting. Sabh or sabih is sprinting speed. It's top speed. It's the most exhausting speed. So it's a figurative way of describing the most amount of effort a person can possibly make. If you're going to use the analogy of a car, the foot is completely down on the accelerator. You're not slowing down. And now the Prophet is being told, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, you need to prepare yourself at night. I need to find that calmness at night because you have an extremely exhaustive amount of movement and effort to make all day. And it's not just sabh, it's sabhan tawila. Sabh is usually short, but the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is being told all day, so long as there's a day, you have to keep doing the running around and moving around. Now, what does that tell us about the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? It tells us that all day, he's trying to find an opportunity to speak to someone. This one insults him. He goes to speak to someone else. Then he speaks to someone else. And someone says, I don't have time right now, but come talk to me at night. I live all the way over there. And he's walking all the way over there at night to go speak to that person. Then coming back to speak to this person. Then coming to speak to this person. And this one's humiliating him. And that one's doing this. And that one's doing that. Let me try this one again. Let me try that one again. And it's nonstop the entire day, exhausted. And most of the time, the door being shut in his face or humiliation coming his way. This is inna laka fin nahari sabhan tawila. This is what he has to go through all day long. We do not appreciate the fact that we have the convenience of the Quran. The fact that I can put it on a PowerPoint slide, or you can open up your app and just recite ayat of the Quran. These ayat reached us after the Prophet ﷺ paid the price for them. And the price he had to pay from the very beginning of this message is an extreme amount of humiliation, exhaustion, burden. He had to hear words we never have to hear. He had to face, calamities we never had to face, all because of this Quran. All because of this Quran. Like, if there's no other reason to have a relationship with the Quran, at least out of appreciation of our Messenger, alayhi salatu wasalam. Like, what did he go through so we can have it? What did he just, inna laka fin nahari sabhan tawila. Now, if you really deeply understand this ayah, and I was telling you before how difficult it must have been to even begin to talk about this message. If we put ourselves, it's so easy for us, because for us, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam is Sahih al-Bukhari, Muslim, Abu Dawood, Tirmidhi, Ibn Majah. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam for us is the Quran. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam for us is, Sirat ibn Ishaq, ibn Hisham. This is the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He's books and books and books. He's volumes. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam is a legacy of this entire tradition. But at that time, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam was just somebody's neighbor. He was just somebody's friend. He was somebody's nephew. He was just another person in the city. And nobody's looking at him and saying, Ya Rasulullah. We have this for him because we know his value. But when this started, nobody knows his value. Very few people know his value. And most people are just completely put off by what he has to say. And then as it gets tougher, the people that are wealthy, this should be reminded all the time, because I want this in your head. We've been talking about the spiritual side of things, but we're going to quickly switch over to the political side of things. And this is the amazing thing about our religion. Everything's connected. Everything is connected. The Quraysh, they believed in, the leaders of Quraysh, they made sure that the idols are never harmed. The idols that were all around the Kaaba. But why is that? Because their entire economy depended on those idols. All the tribes of Arabia would come to show their respect to the idols in Mecca. That was the main center. There were other centers for the idols. Ta'if was also a center for the idols. There were some places for idol worship near Medina also, but the main center was Mecca. That was like the Shirk capital, right? And all these tribes had their idols there. And because they had their idols there, none of the tribes would ever attack Mecca. And they would never attack Mecca even if they met them on the highway. Why? Because we have to show these guys respect, because our God is staying at the Kaaba, right? He's a resident at the Kaaba. If we hurt them, they're going to go back and hurt our God. So we have to show them respect. So they had this immunity that no other tribe had. If any other tribe was traveling, they can get robbed. If the Meccans are traveling, I'm sorry, I didn't know you're from Mecca. Okay, please go ahead. Right? So nobody's going to mess with them. If you challenge the idols, the next time they go out on a business trip, what's going to happen? Not only are they more prone to being attacked, in fact, what's going to happen is people will go out of their way to attack them. Even if they weren't intending to attack them, now they will make sure to attack them. These guys broke our idols. You understand? And it's not just one group that will attack them. All of them will attack them. And the other thing is, because they don't get attacked, and they have rihlat ash-shita'i was-sayf, they have more money than all the other tribes. And if it's fair to attack them, oh my God, they're the juiciest target. Because they have the most money. So the ones that are going to get attacked more than anybody else is them. So for them, shirk is not about religion. Shirk is about economics, and you can call it national security. It's about economic policy. That's what shirk is about. When Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is going to challenge that shirk, this is going to be an economic crisis for us. This is going to be a political crisis for us. The other thing is a social crisis. In every society, there are some groups that are considered elite. They're considered higher class, right? Who's higher class? The people who take care of the Kaaba. How do they take care of the Kaaba? They protect the idols. If you destroy the idols, the elite are no longer the elite. What makes them elite is that they take care of their custodians of the Kaaba. If you look at the statements of Hashim before, and he's talking to the Quraysh about their responsibilities. I might even bring that, inshallah, maybe not in this surah, but Hashim's speech to the Quraysh, he gave them wasiyah, and it's recorded. And he said, you're custodians of the Kaaba. And he's talking to them while what the Kaaba then didn't just mean the house built by Ibrahim alayhi salam. The Kaaba meant all the idols. And this is your responsibility. You have to make sure that you maintain this. And he's giving them all this advice about how to make sure that you live in Mecca, living up to your goal, because people respect you for this. If they accept the call of Islam, the social status is gone, the economics dry up, and they're politically in danger. The social problem, political problem, economic problem, all at once. Just because of accepting Islam. So the people, and who benefits from the social, political, and economic? It's not the city of Mecca that benefits. It's the top 1%. The top 1% benefits from the political benefits, the social benefits, and the economic benefits. The rest of them are being bled like everywhere else. And this formula has been, in any oppressive society, you'll find the top 1% benefit and the rest of the society bleeds. Right? With few exceptions. But generally the norm in the world is that. Repressive regimes, right? And the Qur'an's coming, and all of a sudden, these people that are supposed to be lower class, and they should know their place. They should know their place. Now they're standing next to people that are from a higher class, and other people and they're all praying together in one line. Wait, no, this is not how it works. This is not how. This is a 5-star neighborhood. You can't bring these people here. What are you doing in this neighborhood? Why are you praying next to him? When Hamza radiallahu anhu, who's from the upper class, is praying next to Bilal, who's supposed to be a slave, this is a problem. Because this is going to give other slaves ideas. Other slaves going, am I equal too? He's going to get ideas, and he's going to want to become equal. And then other people are going to be like, are we all equal? Because that's not what I was told growing up. There's a hierarchy. This was the real challenge. And when that challenge comes, then remember, the 1% will do anything they can to protect their position. They have no religion other than money, power, and status. That's the trinity. Money, power, status. That's it. If you challenge their money, if you challenge their power, or if you challenge their status, they will do anything to hold on to those three things. Anything. There's nothing that's wrong. There's no right and wrong. So when the Quran is coming and saying inna laka fin nahari sabhan tawila, after saying inna sanulqi alayka qawlan thaqila, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam is about to the Quran is through the Quran, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam is about to challenge the 1%'s money, status, and power, all three, and that's going to be a huge problem. And they will do everything they can to shut him down. And the way to they never want to get their own hands dirty. The 1% doesn't get their own hands dirty. They believe that the majority of the people are stupid. They've always believed this. Majority of the people are insects. They're animals. They're stupid. We're going to use them to do our dirty work. So we're going to spread in the media that this is a magician who's going to try to change your religion and he's going to ruin your way. He's here to destroy your families. He's insane. They don't believe that themselves. The meetings they held were not for themselves. The meetings they held were for the stupid people to then go and attack the Prophet ﷺ, because that's how they see the rest of the public. That's their perception. And the crazy thing is, if there wasn't some level of that was true, it would never work. But there is a giant section of many populations that are just sheep. They don't want to think for themselves. They're told how to think, and then they just follow. This concept is called istighfaf. And this is what Fir'aun did to his people. Istakhaffa qawmahu. He makes them light. They feel like their opinion has no weight. The only opinions that matter are the experts. The only opinions that matter are the official channels. If the elite say something, if the powerful say something, then it matters.